Okay, we are back and we are live. Welcome back, everybody. Fortnite Battle Pass. I just shit out my ass. Okay, the stream is struggling just a little bit. That's a good one, Snacks. I like that. By the way, yeah.
I liked George Costanza paying a statue a visit.
Oh my goodness. That's I didn't even make that connection. That's wild.
Hey, George, we want you to wear this jersey in honor of Jackie Robinson.
Why did you trade Jay Buna? Fort. Yeah. Hold on, my PS5 controller has like cobwebs all over it. Hmm. Okay. All right, let's see if this works. Trade Luca to Denver for what? Could you imagine Luca playing with somebody like Jokic? They would fucking kill each other.
Because they're both from the Balkans, but from different countries in the Balkans.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's a blood feud. That's
True.
wonderful. I think Luca is Slovenian.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that sounds right. Yeah, he and Dragic, they're both Slovenian. And then Jokic is, of course, the Serbian NBA.
Game is so
Did
old it
Luca?
doesn't recognize my PS5 controller.
Nice. I think they should trade Luca to the Lakers for LeBron and Anthony Davis. Because then LeBron would have to play with Kyrie again, which would be hilarious. And LeBron would have to suffer under Mark Cuban, which would be hilarious. And then Luka could play beside D'Angelo Russell, who'd be the best point guard he's ever played with. Based.
Oh my god, this is gonna look hideous on stream. I'm playing in 800 by 600.
Gosh.
Hopefully I'll be able to change this. Also, the sound doesn't work. So hopefully I can change that as well.
Oh crap. It is a bit of an older game, but it's supposed to be just fine on Steam. Like, I never had any issues with it.
Okay, let me see here. Um, oh, let's see. No, that makes me sound like a stripper. Epstein. Okay. Dude, is this game gonna let me pause so I can get to a menu and jack
No,
around with settings so I can try to fix these problems? Come on.
never.
You're giving me a plot dump that I can't do anything with because I have no idea what this fat fuck is saying.
That's just how they did things back in 2005.
Mm-hmm.
That game really 19 years old.
Man, did it really
Probably
take
old.
them fucking 16 years to make a sequel to this game?
Yes. It's a long story, but we were blessed to get it.
Right? Options. Oh my god, this is some backyard baseball shit. Look at this. Okay, so let's go as big as humanly possible. Too big. Okay, think that's
Okay.
pretty good.
It took a minute to hit, but that was pretty funny. Let's go as big as humanly possible. No, that's too big.
Mm,
Reminds me of fucking Mole Man when he's at the place that's being attacked by all the birds. So he's in the phone booth. Hello, I need the largest bag of bird seed you have. No, that's too big.
I remember that. Okay, I think that's perfect. I can download Psychonauts 2, but I don't know if it's good. I have not played Psychonauts 2, Metcalf.
I have. I think it's very good. If you enjoyed the first one, you will very much enjoy the second one.
You know, I wonder if we're getting to the point in the NBA, like in a couple years, scoring 60 points in a game won't even be a big deal. It'll be like scoring 45 now. Like, perceptions are
Yeah,
eventually going to change, right?
and that's what I'm talking about. If scoring continues at the rate it's going, it would not be out of the realm of possibility to see a game where both teams score over 200 points at the rate that things are going. So if that happens, then yeah, a guy scoring 70, it's like, well, yeah,
That's what happens. Never
exactly.
played the first one. Okay, sound.
If you've never played the first one, then playing the second one would be a tremendous disservice. Because the second game, while they do a very good job of having backstory to explain what happened if that is your first experience, and it's good on its own as its own individual game experience, the game is filled to the brim with references to the original game and lampshaded references to how long the sequel came to come out. For instance, the second game takes place like either the day after or the week after the first game takes place. So there's a lot of jokes, including a very famous one from the main character who says, Jesus Christ, I feel like we've been sitting here for 16 years.
Mhm. Very ham-fisted.
And I can't, right. And then they're like, come on, Raz, don't exaggerate. It's only been a week.
All right, so I can't fix the sound, so I just turned on subtitles. So that sucks.
Oh, that's a shame. Does it not have sound at all for you?
No,
Or is it
zero
for the
sound at
stream
all.
doesn't have sound? Oh,
Zero
God.
sound.
That
I'll
can't be
just
right.
I'll just roll with it for now, and I'll look for a fix later. I had this same problem with the Max Payne 1, and I had to fuck with the registry to get it to work. Okay, this guy does like a karate chop.
For what it's worth on the stream. Oh, never mind. I was going to say that there was no anything. But that was not the case. Waiting for Embiid to average 40 a game just to not make the conference finals again. Yeah, exactly. Because, like, at this point, it seems a really good bet that the Sixers will have to play a team, either the Celtics, the Bucks, the Heat, the Pacers. One of those four. They're going to have to play one of those four to make it to the conference finals. They're not beating any of those teams. Well, maybe the Bucks now with Doc Rivers coaching the team. He'll find a way to lose. But I mean, with the way that the Cavs have been playing over the last month, they wouldn't even beat them either.
Why couldn't the Cleveland players hear their head coach? Because they needed to clean out their cava ears.
Seriously.
Oh, okay. This does actually send me up higher. Okay. So I'm going to have not a damn clue about anything going on in the plot in this game, but that's okay. I'll make my own plot.
Pacers West Siakam are an entirely different team now.
Mhm.
The plot of the game so far is that you're playing as a kid who is essentially crashing the camp right here. He was not invited or signed up or anything. He sort of just snuck in. But it's because this is a special camp for children who have psychic abilities.
Mhm.
And the kid you're playing as, Raz, has very powerful psychic abilities.
Mhm.
But his family are traveling circus gypsies.
Okay. So
So
creepy
he
playing
just,
a video game with no sound.
yeah, I can imagine. So anyway, yeah, he snuck in here. And that's
Hmm.
all the story that's active right now.
Looks like it's completely frozen in a big block of ice. What is it? A sandwich? It looks like a club sandwich or
Yes.
something.
Later on in the game, you'll have scavenger hunts. Uh, part of the collectible stuff. It's one of the items you can collect. You would need to melt the ice to collect the sandwich.
Can I start masturbating and using the friction heat?
Yes. Oh damn, the Heat would be in the play-in if the season ended today. Oh no. I mean that definitely was a bad thing for us last year. Like, bro, Spo doesn't care. Spo literally uses the regular season to experiment with lineups in case people get hurt in the playoffs. So then he can watch game film before a series starts and be like, okay, well, this guy is hurt, so we use these lineups that didn't feature this guy. This really worked, this didn't, so we'll just do more of this and less of that. It's fucking genius. Nobody else does that. Also explains why Spo's gotten the most out of his team than any other coach in the league over the last decade.
Okay, I found a toilet.
You're going to be spending a lot of time in there.
Yep. I'm going to a Kraken game this week, and I had a look at the food they have at the arena, and I think there's going to be a lot of diarrhea involved if I eat there.
Nice. A lot of Indian food. 2 versus 7 to be Bucks versus Heat. I'd definitely take the Heat again. Same here. Like Bucks, Bucks hiring Doc literally sealed their fate. It'll be a miracle for them to make the conference finals. The only way they make the conference finals is if they go up against Embiid. Then you'll have an unstoppable force meeting an immovable object. It'll just be a battle to see who chokes the least. Yeah, it's a shame that you don't have any sound because I'm sure you'd recognize Raz's voice immediately. The guy who voices him was an extremely popular voice actor for not just video games but also cartoons back in the early 2000s. If I remember right, it's the guy who voices Billy from Billy and Mandy.
Oh, do you know his name?
Well, no, I don't. I just know Destroy Yourself. Voices Raz and Psychonauts. Yes, I was right. Richard Stephen Horvitz,
Hmm.
who voiced Billy from Billy and Mandy. He voiced Them from Invaders Them.
Hmm.
Um, he's done a lot of video game work.
Oh, okay. I need to get some kind of merit badge.
Yeah, you've got to go to basic braining, which is at the top of the little treehouse thing in this area.
Okay.
Just to go do that doesn't mean you need to do it right now.
I wonder what motivated them to come back and make a sequel after 16 years, because it can't possibly be the thing that motivated Mr. Krabs.
Well, like I said, it's a long story. The short version is just that the studio who originally made this was absorbed into a larger company, and the people who worked on this uh, were set on other tasks in that larger company for a very long time. And it took a very long time for them to be able to convince that larger company to let them take another crack at this franchise. And even then, we wouldn't have gotten the sequel if they hadn't convinced them to do another sort of spin off of the game first,
Mhm.
which was a VR game, but still the IP was so popular that it ended up being one of the most popular VR games of all time. So they said, all right, fuck it. Let's greenlight Psychonauts 2. And then we got it.
Ching. The older I get, the less I find myself getting into platformers. I will say that. So we'll see how this goes. Just find myself less appreciative of the medium, you know? Raz kind of makes me think of Oddworld for some reason. Slightly similar character design.
Oddworld. There's a game series you should play.
How many did they make?
Very vers- there was Abe's Odyssey, Abe's Exodus, Munch's Odyssey, Stranger's Wrath, then a couple of essentially remakes of Abe's Odyssey. The most popular one being New and Tasty, which I think is a remake of both Odyssey and Exodus, but I'll check. And there was supposed to be the bloody ballad of Fangus Clot, but we were denied that. Would have been an amazing fucking game. Oh, the brutal ballad of Fangus Cloud. Sorry. Starting to feel the passage of time in a very negative way. Oddworld New and Tasty came out in 2015. It feels like I just added that game to my wish list yesterday. Rick Carlisle is Rick Carlisle is kind of overlooked. Definitely, he's one of the top coaches in the league and has been for a very long time.
Absolutely.
He used to get a lot of credit, but once Dirk got too old and the Mavs were no longer competitive, Cuban was trying to reload instead of rebuild, which was a really bad decision. But it gave Carlisle nothing to work with, so people stopped respecting him as much because the Mavs weren't really doing anything. And by the time the Mavs had gotten a good enough squad together to where they would have really they'd fucking love to have Carlisle right now. There's no doubt.
Hmm.
He was sacrificed during Me Too because a Mavs executive was sexually harassing employees, and Carlisle refused to stay quiet about the whole thing because he thought it was fucked up that Cuban was trying to keep it quiet. So he got fired, and nothing bad happened to Cuban for doing that because he's Jewish. So
What is this, like Inception? I'm going inside this guy's mind.
yes, because the characters that you play as are they're psychonauts.
Oh.
Um, they use psychic powers to explore the inner recesses of the human mind.
Hmm.
What you need to keep in mind for not just the context of the name, but also what led to the creation of this kind of concept as a game, is that psychonaut is a term that was originally created to describe people. And if you Google online psychonaut, you get a lot of this popping up. people who would use psychotropic drugs to try to explore their own mind by going on drug trips and hallucinations. So there are a lot of references in this game and in the sequel to LSD.
I just realized I was supposed to take my time going
And
down that ladder. Oh well.
yes, and mushrooms and basically any other kind of psychoactive drug. Yeah, Jason Kidd is not good. Jason Kidd's a terrible coach. He was an excellent fucking player. Definitely one of the all-time greatest point guards ever. And he brought a Nets team to the finals twice. It was just absolute fucking dog shit. Amazing player. Probably one of the best guys to never win an MVP. But he's a terrible coach. Absolutely dreadful coach.
I
The
thought he was
same
going to be
roster,
a
Mike
good.
Wooden.
I thought he would be a good head coach in the NBA. I'm surprised he's so bad.
I think it's because usually, in order to be a good coach, you kind of have to be a bad player. Because bad players understand the game on a really exceptional level, but so do the good players. But the difference between them is that a bad player understands that not every player can just take over the game, but good players expect you to be able to just take over the game because they did. They can't step outside of themselves long enough to be able to say, okay, I know that you're not that guy. So instead, I'm going to have you try to do this instead of that. You look at how great players did as coaches, and I think Jason Kidd falls into this kind of concept. Whereas one of the greatest coaches of all time, Phil Jackson, was a horrible fucking basketball player. He still was a professional player, yeah. But the guy rode a bench for a Knicks team that only won a championship in the 70s because most of the talent was in the ABA.
Didn't he destroy his back in the NBA? Like he was a bench warmer, but the fans liked him because he would always put his body on the line.
Eh,
Something like
Yeah,
that.
and Pat Riley was the same way.
Hmm.
Because Pat Riley was on the Lakers at the time, and they had a huge rivalry with the Knicks. And Pat Riley and Phil Jackson, to this day, still hate each other, and it's because of the duels that the two of them would have in garbage time, because they were both garbage time players.
Hmm.
Yeah, Kid is very intelligent. He understands basketball very, very much. But just understanding basketball, not just the actual game itself, X's and O's, but like the rule book, like how Kid got away with the drink moment
Well, he didn't get
famously.
away with it. He got
Right, right,
severely punished for that.
right. But that kind of thing, there's a difference between getting it like that and then being a great coach versus just getting it because you were a great player. Kind of a thing. But anyway, my whole point with being a bad player is that Phil just got more out of his guys because he understood the perspective of the guy who was playing his heart out and doing his best, but he just wasn't the guy. But Bill Russell famously, like I remember Kenny Smith talks about this sometimes because Bill Russell was his coach early in his career when he was a rookie with the Kings. And Bill Russell was a terrible coach. Bill Russell, one of the greatest players in the history of the game. But Bill Russell couldn't understand why other players couldn't just do the same shit that he did. That's why the only time Bill Russell was successful as a coach was when he was also playing and was the player coach of the team because he could coach guys because he understood X's and O's, so he could say, okay, we need to do this, but then he could also just play through. Anytime they needed something really badly, he could just have himself do it. He didn't need to rely on trying to get more out of his guys further down the bench. Larry Bird was a good coach, but didn't want to keep doing it because he said players stopped listening to you after 3 years. Uh, Larry's got a lot of really awful opinions when it comes to coaches. For instance, he never should have fired Vogel, but he's like, yeah, sometimes you need a fresh set of eyes on things, and I don't think it's good for a coach to be coach of the team for a long time because you need new perspectives. He had that mentality because the Celtics were routinely running through coaches when he was playing. So he associates thinking that that's what you need to be successful as opposed to we were successful and it didn't matter who was coaching us because I was one of the fucking greatest of all time.
Dude, you fucking idiot. How was I supposed to do anything about that? Wow. Okay. Is this guy just mentally slow or what?
Fucking Dugan. Oh man, I love torturing this kid. That's the half the game.
Is he like the guy from the Carl Weezer from Jimmy Neutron or something? That's the vibe I'm getting.
Basically, yeah. Basically, yeah.
Oh my god, you little pussy.
Just don't hit him. Wait, no, no, look at him, look at him, look at him.
Okay,
And you got the arrowheads.
very nice. Okay, save.
Anybody want to see what second prize is? Let's have a steak knife. Third prize is you're fired.
Rogert is also cursed.
Oh, that's a shame.
That's a shame.
No, I was looking at New and Tasty, and the all-time reviews are extremely positive, but the recent reviews are mixed, and I'm like, why? Why is that? Oh, uh, the game is not being patched to keep up with modern stuff, so uh, it's losing support among certain things. So that upset people.
Okay,
So
hopefully I
they
was
gave it
supposed
bad
to do
reviews.
that.
Let me check. Yes.
Okay, there we go.
All right, Billy. If it means that much to you, we'll go back in time and stop Hitler.
You want creamy goodness? I'm your friend. This seems really easy so far. What's the catch? Oh, I see. They start coming a little bit faster. Yeah, I did that with 23 seconds to spare. Everybody's got something to hide except for me and my monkey. Oh god, it's gonna be the time he got a blowjob. Okay. I don't want to teleport back, do I? Oh, there's nothing left to do here. Okay. Oh, wait. Ah, this game tried to trick me with bullshit. I knew it. I felt that one in my bones. You maintain your mental health. Yeah, I think I remember that, Austin. That was funny. Whoa. It's Oscar the Grouch anthropomorphized, or however the fuck you say it. Anthropomorphized. I don't know how that goes. Something's brewing at D&D. Hey, Norman Foxley. It's bugged. I turned the game on and none of the sound works. So I'm gonna play it like this for tonight. And when I wake up tomorrow, I'm gonna look up a fix. Oh, by the way, Norman Foxley, thank you for the raid. Welcome, Vovan VV. Hope you're doing well tonight. Cute Pies, welcome. So yeah, there's a bug with my version. It's just the Steam version, so I don't know if this is a problem everyone runs into with this game or not. But the sound is just straight not working. I'm probably have to mess with the registry.
Yeah, we'll figure something out. I've
All
seen plenty of Reddit threads talking about similar issues.
Yeah, it's probably the same problem Max Payne had. And honestly, most of my viewers don't come for the game. They come for me and Snacks having conversation about the strangest stuff.
Yeah.
But welcome aboard, everybody. I'm guessing you guys rated because of Psychonauts, which is a game that I have never played before. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh,
Yeah. What? Fuck. Ouch.
wait a minute. There are three Psychonauts games, Norman? I thought there were two.
Yeah, that's the spinoff that I was talking about.
Oh, right. The VR game?
Yes.
Wild. I've thought a few times about getting a VR set of VR goggles, but I just don't think I'd use them enough.
Well, I call it a spinoff because even though you're right, it is 100% canon plus a valid bridge between 1 and 2.
Hmm.
They openly acknowledge that not a lot of people were going to play it, and they just catch you up on everything that happened there to make sure that you weren't really missing out on it. And they kind of allude to that whole thing in terms of the perception of it by, again, like you said, Psychonauts 2 is the third game that they made.
Hmm. So it's kind of like Half-Life Alyx, because Half-Life Alyx is technically a sequel.
Right. Um,
Who the hell
but at the
cares?
same time, Half-Life Alyx is a lot more. Everything that happened was yeah, exactly. They, if you missed out on it, they don't.
Yeah. There are a lot of games that really like Sleeping
Uh,
Dogs is actually a good example of a game that was gonna get a sequel and then it just never happened and everyone's left just wondering like, man, what happened with that?
right.
Oh, okay. First person mode. Sonic games. You know, I've only really played one Sonic game in my life, Sonic Generations, and I didn't like it that much. But I played it on a PC that could barely run it. That was probably the problem. Oh, crap.
I remember that one. Oh,
Oh, and I did play the Murder of Sonic the Hedgehog, but that's a little different.
I like that new Stone Toss recently was talking about how popular Pal World is.
Mhm.
And it was like a news headline. Oh, well, it turns out if you add guns to a popular franchise, it works out really well. And then they have Shadow the Hedgehog is reading it, and he's all forlorn.
Based on your research, is Pow World something you're interested in at all?
Um, Considering how intensely popular it is, I think we'd be doing ourselves a disservice if we didn't at least try it. But I mean, I'm not over the moon about it. I'm like, hey, if it's a fun game, it's a fun game, but it's not something that really grabs me.
Yeah.
Like, when I was watching people play Baldur's Gate, I knew immediately I wanted to play it.
No, I hit the
It
wrong
was
fucking
right,
button. God damn it.
right up my alley.
Or like up your ass.
Exactly.
Hmm.
I love this when I do grok stories. Anytime, anytime I'm having it do a Seinfeld story, and the story references anything sexual at all, they always just go to, well, and then everyone reacts as if they understood exactly what he was referring to. But it could be something as outlandish as like if Jerry was reading that Masato copy pasta, he'd read the whole thing out by being, "But George, I was reading this story about Masato earlier today, and well, And then George is like, "Really? The honey musty Jerry?" It's like, how did he know? Like, what the fuck?
That makes. Oh, that gives me an idea. I should send the Masato copy pasta to Grok with no other comment other than that and just see what it says. Just straight
Oh
up
man,
send it the copy pasta.
that would be fantastic for sure. Anyway, Norman, if you're still in here, do you think they'll make Psychonauts 3? I hope they do. I love these games so much.
They better. Let's see here. Man,
Yeah, but it took like 15 years for the second one to come out.
I'm one subscriber away from 15,800. I didn't even think I was going to get to 15,600 this month. That goddamn
Nice.
Carol firing really buttered my biscuit. I'll be back in a few minutes, guys. Okay, we are back. Turn you into a chipmunk. So, do you have any idea what you're going to be up to tomorrow?
Not sure.
Yeah, I don't know what's up with me quite yet either. Just going to kind of freestyle it. Lisa's perpetual motion machine sucks. It just keeps going faster and faster. Well, that was easy. All right, we got a merit badge. I never did the Boy Scouts thing when I was little. Dude, this guy looks like he rides the short bus. Why is he trying to intimidate me? He literally looks like he's the product of 20 generations of inbreeding. Huh. Hey, big country. You know how men always keep the toilet seat up. That's the joke. Oh, I gotta pay the toll? Man, why are all the kids in this camp so fucking mean?
Remember, Raz snuck in to get here,
Hmm.
and he's a circus gypsy. You gotta pay the troll toll if you want to get into that boy's hole. Oh, and a lot of clips of people tearing their biceps doing preacher curls. Well, you should probably stop Googling video of guy tearing bicep doing curls. That's in all seriousness, a lot of people tear their muscles, especially guys doing curls like that. It's not because the exercise is inherently dangerous. It's because of two things they're doing wrong. Number one, they're ego lifting, and they're trying to lift way more weight than they're physically capable of doing, which causes the tear. Number two, they're juiced to the gills, and they're stressing their tendons too much, which causes the tear. Because when you juice, your muscles grow, tendons don't. Or that is to say, they grow at a significantly reduced rate compared to how quickly the muscles grow. So muscle growth far exceeds the growth and strengthening of the tendons, causing an overbalanced musculature, which makes tearing extremely likely. So it's best to stay natty, and if you're not going to, then you just got to be really careful. Can't let yourself fall into the ego trap so you end up in trouble. But at the end of the day, that's true of everything.
Whoa. Raz can dunk from the free throw line. Awesome. Does that put ligaments at more risk also? I would assume so.
Yeah. You see it happen a lot with guys that juice, a lot of ligament tears.
Oh, those two are nice to me.
Well, it's only scary if you do steroids and then you're stupid about it. So, plenty of guys juice without hurting themselves. And of course, if you have no intention of juicing at all, then that's not exactly an injury that you need to worry about.
Man, look at these graphics. These look like, man, Raz looks good, but these NPC characters look like PS1 graphics. Damn.
They look like that intentionally.
Yeah. Like Raz looks good.
Yeah, all the rest of them look severely underdeveloped because number one, they're trying to make Raz stand out more. Um, because when the game was developed, resolutions were much smaller than they are right now. So you needed to make the details more clear for your main character and have him look better like he does, so that he stands out more. So that's one explanation for the whole thing, so that the main characters would stand out more. For instance, her, that's the uh, primary love interest, ends up being Raz's girlfriend. Oops, spoilers. Oops, for a fucking 20-year-old game. But you can tell right away that she's important because she looks a lot more there
Yeah.
than the other campers.
Yeah. And
And the
also,
second is, in a way, using the aesthetic as a kind of joke, where the other kids are all fucking weirdos Mm.
mhm.
and that kind of shit. So then, making them look weird in the first place. You had the Series X, you could be playing the sequel on Game. Yeah, the sequel is on Game Pass, but
I have PC Game Pass. It might be on there.
I thought you had the second game in your library anyway.
I don't think I do. I was looking for it. I don't. I
But
don't.
if you have PC Game Pass, it should be there because
Yeah.
adding Psychonauts to Game Pass was a pretty big deal.
Yeah.
Game Pass heavily advertised it,
It
so
just occurred to me. I think Persona 3 is going to be on Game Pass, and I already bought it off Steam, but I kind of want to support Atlas as much as possible, so. And I wanted to get the premium version, so I guess everything
yeah.
I just said
And
was
there's
completely pointless. But anyway.
well, there's nothing wrong with any of that.
Mhm, mhm. Now, good for Tyler Jones. I don't even know who that is, Gino, for MVP. I've never heard that name before in my life. Isn't Chat Sports one of those super clickbaity things where like they cover every team and all they do is just try to get attention? I could be
All they
thinking of
do is
Locked On, but
finger each other's assholes.
mhm. Okay, there's a kid screaming constantly right now, but because my sound doesn't work, I can't hear him, so I don't know where he is. So you just have this kid screaming. Okay, here we go. I think this is it. Whoa. Oh shit, it's a bear. Or wait, that's not a bear. That looks like fucking Toothless from How to Train Your Dragon. I can build a PSI challenge marker. I don't know what that is, but I can do that now.
The little playing card things that you pick up.
Hmm.
PSI challenge marker. Yeah, the Psi core. I played Advent Rising. I fucking loved that game. Probably the best soundtrack in a video game ever. Absolutely astounding game. Really wonderful.
I've heard of it. I never
Anyway,
played it.
Psi cores are they increase your health, I think. Um,
Oh, okay. That's very useful then.
yes. So yeah, that's what the playing cards are. You need a certain amount of them, and then when you get a Psi core, which is a little eyeball thing, you can buy it from the camp shop with arrowheads. That's the way you pick arrowheads up.
Hmm.
They're the in-game currency that you use to buy stuff at the store.
Okay. Where am I
You
supposed
can
to?
buy a core, and then when you have enough of the cards, you can craft it. How old are you, Snacks? 32. I remember playing the original Advent Rising on the first Xbox. That was definitely one of the biggest disappointments that I experienced as a gamer. Was that game didn't do all that well, so they never made a sequel. But I loved it, and the game ends on a cliffhanger.
Okay, I'm confused. According to the map, this is exactly where I'm supposed to be. Oh, duh. I clicked the action button. There we
Yeah, that
go.
they abandoned the series. Shenmue was way popular, way more popular than Advent Rising.
I feel like Shenmue was more of a novelty than a game that people actually liked. I never got the sense that people actually liked it.
Super popular in Japan, as I understand it.
Oh, really?
Also, hilarious meme game. Years ago, I was Chinese. I believe the creators of Advent Rising went full Wachowski brothers and ended up becoming car parts.
Oof.
So
Big oof.
yeah, bigly, I agree. Oh, Advent Rising's on Steam. Wow. Advent Rising is also from 2005.
Uh, okay, how do I pull out the button? How do I pull stuff out of my inventory? Uh, oh, backpack? Yes. Okay, perfect. There we go. Cha-ching.
The publisher was the same, Majesco Entertainment. The developers were different. But yeah, Majesco Entertainment made Psychonauts, and eventually they would Let's see here. Where did it happen? After a disastrous fiscal year of 2013, the company was expected to enjoy recovering growth in 2014 with online casino gambling subsidiary. However, it proved incorrect as they continued to lose large amounts of money in 2014, resulting in closure and them being totally fucked. So the studio is still around, but what they did is they sold off the right to IPs. So I think what they did is they sold the right to Psychonauts to Double Fine Studios,
Mm-hmm.
who then, once they got it, started working on Psychonauts 2. So that's another reason why we wouldn't get a sequel to Advent Rising, is because the publisher who owns the rights to it decided to go full fucking Konami and start making pachinko machines and just sat on their copyrights. Yeah. Looking at
Yes.
the Advent Rising Wikipedia page right now, by the end of 2005, Majesco had completely revised its business plan to focus towards handheld games and canceled plans for future Advent Rising games. The handheld game market looked like it had a bright future in 2005. And in a way, that's kind of correct because mobile games on phones, smartphones these days, make a fuck ton of money. But they thought mobile games in a different way. Handheld games on stuff like, PSP, DS,
Mm-hmm.
handheld consoles,
And I loved that
that sort of
stuff,
thing.
but it did not quite hit the main. Well, the PSP was a big success. The Vita was not.
Right. So all that ended up with them losing their ass yet again. So then they said, okay, fuck this whole video game thing. We're just going to go for online gambling. And it didn't work out too overly well for them,
Isn't
but
that
it's
what
still what they're doing now.
Konami? Isn't that what like Konami does with like pachinko machines?
That's why I made the Konami reference,
Mm-hmm.
because Majesco just did the American version of Pachinko, which is just online gambling.
I didn't hear you say Konami. Okay, makes sense.
Yeah, I was really struggling to remember Konami's name. I kept wanting to say Kotaku, and then I wanted to say Kojima, and I'm like, fuck, man, I have a stroke.
Well, they'll make that Silent Hill game eventually. You ain't never got a rabbit, then you ain't no friend of mine.
Yeah, I want to say more about the VR game. Um, Maybe spinoff wasn't the right term, because when you brought up Half-Life Alex, that's an excellent example of what it was. Because it was a game that was within the canon and advanced the story, and it served to bridge the gap between Psychonauts 1 and 2. I just maybe one-off would have been a better way to describe it. It was a gimmick game. It was VR only, and the vast majority of people did not play it.
Mhm.
It was very popular as a VR game, but it sold way fucking below what any other normal game does because VR is not popular. Or I should say, it's not um, it's not a high selling thing because people can't afford it.
Yeah, I mean, I can afford it, but I don't think I would get enough out of it. You know?
Right. But it was still it takes place immediately at the end of Psychonauts 1, like literally right at the end of Psychonauts 1 is when it starts. And Psychonauts 2 begins right when that game ends. It's literally the bridge between the two. But it was a VR game that hardly anybody played, so they explain what happened in it in Psychonauts 2 to make sure that people who didn't play it, which was like almost everybody who played Psychonauts 2, didn't miss out. I don't think spin-off was exactly the right term, but I called it a spin-off because, in my mind it was, because hardly anybody played it, and it was like its own fucking thing that, you know.
Yeah, that's actually a good point, Santi.
But what was the
These are
point?
children. Why are we having romance subplots with children?
Because the game's from 2005, and
Mm. Pedophilia was
10-year-olds
illegal.
at summer camp. No, 10-year-olds at summer camp having like their first romance crush kind of a thing. It's not like the kids frick or anything, All they do is just talk about kissing, which that's why I brought up 2005. Back then, 10-year-olds and kissing was something that happened a lot. Any any sort of media referencing that kind of thing, yeah, that's the whole thing. Oh, that's supposed to be like the age where you start having your first kiss kind of deal. However, with the way that things have changed now, what a
Instead, you
what
just
a
read books in
dreadful
school about
existence
anal
this is.
sex. Yep.
Exactly.
By the time the average American boy turns 10, he will have given at least 50 blowjobs in his life. Yikes. This is the future that liberals want. No!
Unironically,
Put me down, put me down, put me down. I just realized I said given 50 blowjobs and not witnessed 50 blowjobs. God damn, that's way worse.
yeah, that's what I heard. Yes, that's why I was
Yeah.
like, Jesus.
I meant to say witnessed.
Okay.
Oh, sweet. This is where I can buy the PSI cores. I think.
The shop is inside the main camp lodge.
Oh, it's not this guy? I thought
Well,
this was
no, it
the.
is that guy,
Mhm.
Crawler.
Alright.
Um, he's got a split personality, so that's the meme. Is that
Oh.
he does kind of everything.
Okay. Where is the shop? Is it. I'm looking at the map. The map isn't very good in terms of telling you where stuff is, unfortunately.
The lodge, center of the map.
Oh, I can do that.
Also, Raz's family has a curse where they're not supposed to get near water or they'll drown.
So it's like
So stay away
Assassin's
from the
Creed.
water.
So it's like Assassin's Creed, where there was like a built-in excuse for why Altair would immediately drown in the water.
Yeah. Um, it's kind of a meme though. I mean, just jump in the water. You'll see what I'm talking about. You don't die instantly. It's like three strikes and you're out kind of thing. Because there are some parts of the game where you'd need to bounce out of the water essentially to get where you need to be.
Mhm.
And that's just to make sure that you don't get fucked over if you actually went in there by accident.
Okay, here we go.
But yeah, the gypsy curse that was placed on them to die in water becomes a huge plot point in the
Okay.
second game.
Cobweb duster, psi energy colorizer, mental magnet, dowsing rod. Okay. Okay, I think we need one of these. Can I buy more than one?
Yes.
Looks like I can. Oh, some of this shit's expensive as hell. Yeah, I can't afford anything else, so I guess we're just good here.
There are a ton of arrowheads in the game. In fact, I believe arrowheads are infinite.
Okay, how do I make the psi markers? Hmm, Uh,
It says redeem these with Ford. So hold on. Can you talk to him again and see if he does anything?
oh, you mean the merchant?
Actually, instead of having me waste your time, I'll just Google it because I haven't played the game in a few years, so I forget.
Hmm, mhm. Yeah. You know, I never did the summer camp thing when I was a kid. I never went to one. That one Jewish kid that my brother was best friends with, he would go to one every single summer. One summer he caught mono when he got there, and his parents still didn't come pick him up, which I
Wow,
always thought
dude,
was
that
pretty.
sucks.
I thought that was pretty fucked up.
Yeah, definitely. I'd hate to be sick and like not be able to go home.
Yeah, and it's not a normal thing.
Um,
It's fucking mono.
yeah, I've never had mono before either, but I don't think it's an enjoyable experience. Yeah, I had to remember because I played Psychonauts 2 more recently than I played Psychonauts 1, and I played Psychonauts 2 last time I played it was when it came out, and that was 3 years ago.
Hmm.
So the way you do it in Psychonauts 1 here is that later on you'll be able to meet up with Ford in his underground base, and in his underground base there's a machine that allows you to create side challenge markers with the cores and the
Wait,
playing card things.
wait. Is that the Sasha guy? The guy who was hidden underground, the advanced training? Because I've already been there.
Um,
Or is that
no, it's not the same area. Sasha's lab is a different
okay?
part of the campgrounds.
Okay, I need to defeat the big monster in Sasha's training, so I do need to go there. So let's go back to where we were. Okay, I think we actually, it'd be better to go this way.
He did outdoor school in sixth grade for like a week at some camp in the forest, did canoeing and shit. Man, there's there's something that I'm curious about when I think about it. from like a thought exercise kind of a thing. Because obviously doing something like this is completely impossible. You could only ever view it in the hypothetical thought experiment kind of sense. But a lot of guys will think about, man, if only I could go back to do this. If only I could go back to do that. Like people be like, oh man, if only I could be 15 again, if I knew then what I know now. But sit here and really think about it. If you could go back in time to when you were like 15 and you were the same dude that you are right now, it's just that now you're poofed back in your 15-year-old body back during the whatever year it was when you were 15. Is it now extremely fucked up for you to be around other teenagers, specifically teenage girls, and even though everyone in society would think it was totally fine for you to be lusting after those girls because they're your age as they see you,
Uh,
inside your head you're some 30-year-old dude.
isn't that the plot of a
Seems like
Matthew
it'd
Perry
be
movie? Yeah, isn't
17 again.
yeah, that's literally the plot of the Zac Efron Matthew Perry movie.
Yeah. The question is kind of more for Stanley because he did go to public school. I know you're a homeschool joker.
Yeah.
It's like I was sitting here, thinking about it as this was getting mentioned, and I'm like, man, well, what if I was like 12 again? I was in middle school, and like the first thing that popped in my head was, man, using the confidence that I have now and my knowledge and understanding of women, I would try to bang so many of my classmates that I had crushes on when I was, back in school back then. But then I'm like, but wait a minute, I'm now like a 32-year-old dude. Um, so I'm like, hold on a second. And then that's what made me ask that because I'm like, that is that fucked up or is it not? I have no idea. Yeah.
Because I never really started dating, I feel like mentally, in that regard, I'm still kind of like a teenager. Like, there's still a part of me that feels like those should be the girls that I'm interested in, right? In a weird way,
Mm,
because I never even started that.
right.
So it kind of feels weird. Like, if I were to start now, I'm starting with other middle-aged adults. That feels weird to me because I never even started. You
Right.
know what I mean?
Yeah, I could understand that perspective. You're like,
Like
you
I'm
you don't.
literally the same age as Taylor Swift. And the thought of, dating any woman who's that age is just very weird to me because it's like, they probably have a triple digit body count and look at me.
Yeah, all of them do, and that's the thing, and exactly what you're talking about. This is the experience of so many guys in the world today. Is that exactly what you're talking about? Women don't have to go through the exact same thing, and it creates a situation where it's extremely difficult to connect with them sometimes. And that's because of the divide in the human experience, like you're talking about.
I mean, that is true, Santi. I'm 34. You could, like, a 25-year-old, that's not considered to be especially weird. You're right. But, like, mentally, I still feel like I should be starting at the beginning because I never started.
Well, now this is fairly strange. I can see Fanny's most recent message in the chat on the right side of the screen on Joker's stream, but I don't see it in the chat itself.
Huh. Weird. I see it in Restream. Okay, what did I want to do?
Anyway,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, I can see that, Sandy. Maybe you said a no-no word that just gets hidden by certain. Because like Joker can see all of the chat, so all of the chat shows up on his feed because he's the streamer. But if somebody said something that was like super fucked up, we'd be able to see it there, but it wouldn't pop up in our chat because it'd be flagged for not showing up. Anyway, um, yeah, having said everything that I said, being like, oh, like I'm 32, I know so much more, I have so much more confidence, blah blah blah, all this kind of crap. It wouldn't help me out when I was younger at all because when I was younger, I was just constantly antagonistic to people because I was having miserable experiences when I was in school. So I had a really bad reputation as being a guy who just starts shit all the time, constantly. I'm like, I don't think I'd be able to turn over a new leaf and then suddenly become Casanova.
Were there any
Good
girls you
God.
liked at that point, or were you at a point where you were like, I'm not interested in this? I just want to fight people.
Oh, tons. And that was part of what caused the extreme antagonism and resentment and all that kind of shit.
Okay, so this is Cruller, but I don't see him giving me a marksmanship permit. Yeah, my guide is telling me get a marksmanship learner's permit from Ford Cruller. Is this not Ford Cruller?
Well, it is, but um, here's the thing. That is Ford, but when he's in his split personality mode, where right now he's the chef, that's not the guy. That's not the Ford you get the badge from.
Okay.
When you get that badge from Ford, you're in a different location. Um,
Is it the janitor guy that I was talking to earlier?
well, the janitor is also Ford, but I don't know if you get the badge from him either.
Okay, so what are some other locations I could go to?
You gotta jump down the tree stump. Hold on,
Wait, do I have to
I'll
go
Google
back
it real
to.
quick.
Okay, yeah. That may end up being what I'm trying to do here. Femcell. The idea of a femcell girl is pretty out there. Is there like a male version? Is there like a female version of Andrew Tate out there?
There's plenty of them, but because male dating strategy and female dating strategy are very different, you hear very different things. There's plenty of women out there who are like a female Andrew Tate. No, no, it's not. Uh, Girls that advocate being a trad wife. That is by far the most successful dating strategy out there for women to take. But the most successful dating strategy out there for men to take would be trad husbands. And how often do you see a guy like Andrew Tate advocate for that? No, what Joker's talking about is the female version of like a guy who does pickup artistry kinds of things, and those are just women who advocate being a gold digger mostly. But there's this one broad who did. She wrote this book called The Rules.
Maybe Masato Katsuragi is like the female Andrew Tate.
Sherry Snyder and Ellen Fine. As if it's not enough of a hint when you hear those names. Yes, they are in fact both Jewish. Well, the rules, time-tested secrets for capturing the heart of Mr. Right. Literally, all of it's about, what do women want out of relationships? They want stability. They want financial security. So the whole book is just like, don't fuck on the first date. Um, if you ever meet a rich man, get pregnant with his kid immediately.
Okay,
Shit like that.
now that I'm thinking about it, I feel like Sasha said there's like a secret tunnel going from this lab to Ford Cruller. So I'm back here trying to figure out.
Yes.
Oh, wait, here it is. This might be it. Here we go.
Yeah. Because Ford is in a yeah in the tree stump. Yeah, and all the tree stumps. That's how you get to Ford.
Okay, there we go.
This is also a fast travel system.
Very nice.
So yeah, one of the machines in this location here lets you make the side challenge markers.
Mm.
Anyway, I think back on a lot of the broads I had crushes on when I was in middle school, or broads that just like gave me a hard time when I was in middle school. There was a lot of overlap there. Um, 2/3 of all of them ended up either pregnant after high school or during high school. They either ended up that way or became a lesbo. Cases.
I don't think Shelby's that much of a white trash name.
That was definitely like during our era. That was a pretty common name. I'm sure you knew like a gazillion fucking Ashleys. Lots of Britneys. Hell of a lot of Taylors. As a girl's name.
Yeah. Okay. Well, so you said there's a machine somewhere around here that will let me boost my max health or whatever? I'm looking.
Yeah, to make a side challenge marker.
Mm-mm. I don't think I came from this direction, so maybe it's over here.
Yeah, yeah, it's in there.
A minute. I can't get in there. No. No. Let me in. Let me in.
Oh, and there might be another pathway.
Maybe I can't. Maybe it's not unlocked until I beat that first boss thing.
I'm pretty
Uh,
sure it's already unlocked.
okay.
There's got to be another walkway that leads you to a similar area like this.
Wait a minute. This might be it here. Mental cobweb detangler.
Oh yeah, yeah, it's down there.
Mhm, mhm. Ah,
Yeah, it's really a shame that you don't have audio because the game is very amusing.
yeah. I will try to fix that for tomorrow's stream. All right. I have enough to make 3 of those. Let's see here. Lovely. Okay, so I've ranked up 3 times, I think. Okay, so that's how it works. I have to rank up one more time, and once I do that, I'll gain access to new psychic abilities, it looks like.
Oh,
I see.
okay. The health increase may have been Psychonauts 2 that I was thinking of.
Right.
Psychonauts 1 is a level-based system, and the psi challenge markers increases your level.
All right. I mean, honestly, I kind of feel like I have enough health as is. I have three little icons, and each one takes like a half. Each hit takes like a half. And if that holds up, then I can take 6 hits right now, which for a platformer is pretty much more than enough.
A little later, it'll be every hit takes a quarter, and you will get more brains. They'll show up.
Mhm. Oh, why did it take me out here? I didn't want to go here. Yeah. It seems like one of those games that really focused on having a sharp sense of humor, which is always hit or miss with games. Like Portal did good, Borderlands tried, and I don't think it did very good.
Well, like one of the things that you're missing from Sasha right now, without having sound, is that his name's Sasha Nine, and Nine is the German
Right,
Nine
right.
because Sasha himself is German. So he speaks in a monotone voice with a lot of deadpan humor. And it works fantastic because he's German, so
I hear you. Okay. Oh, okay. Uh, how do I lock on? Oh, I see. Aha. Good for your mental health. I remember Darkside Phil streaming Psychonauts 2 like 3 years ago when it came out. Last 1,000 sensors. All right, be right back. Okay, I am back. Okay. All right. Oh, shit. Ooh. It's a platformer with shooting mechanics. I kind of dig that. I can get behind that for sure. Gohan reached into the Scrabble bag and he drew out the letters N I.
Uh-oh.
Don't do it. Uh oh. Now we in trouble, boys. Oh, I wasn't supposed. I'm guessing I had to do that one way or the other. That's kind of amusing, though. They call that failure is the only option. Oh, okay. Back here. Get back here, you pig. There you go. If Dolan no artist, then Dolan take over all of Europe. Oh, that was easy. Okay. I didn't think it was going to be that simple. go. There we go. Wait a minute. Am I gonna have to do this like 6 different times? Man, I really fucked up. I feel bad now. No. Oh. So that's how they do like lives. Interesting. Interesting way of doing it. Oh, okay, I see it over there. Ooh, nice. There we go. Thinking about going to a buffet. Well, what kind of buffet? There are many different kinds of buffet, not all of them good. Wow. I'm gonna have to do this 6 different times, it looks like. Asian buffet. Okay. Oh God. Wow, this guy looks like the product of about 50 generations of inbreeding.
All right, now this boss's weak point, you can already tell, is a very large belly button. A lot of honey musty can fit inside.
Dear God. Oh shit. How the hell did he hit me? We weren't even on the same side of the goddamn cube. Okay, I see what I need to do here. No, 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 no. Lock onto the little ones. No, you fucking idiot. Okay, here we go. Dude, it won't lock on. It won't lock onto the little ones. It only locks onto the big one for some dumb reason. That's really, really annoying.
You can also punch the little ones.
Point. All right, we'll just go with that. Shit. I think we're okay. Get away from me. Get away from me. Get away. 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 Get the fuck away. Where's the big one now? The big one ran away. There we go. Yeah. Must say, I'm disappointed that I'm accepting this award from you.
Oh man, that was fantastic.
He's almost down. Oh, I thought I had him. There we go. That bastard. Ooh, I got my merit badge. Let's go. So there are what, 8 merit badges that you earn? All right. All right, guys. I think that's gonna do it for tonight. That was the first 2 hours of Psychonauts. I'd say that's pretty good. This is an old game, so you have to remember to save manually. Or else you get fucked in the butt. Okay. See you guys later today.